It's amazing that we are approaching the one-year anniversary of the invasion and the effects that has been, and the continued Russian hostility certainly makes it necessary for us to analyze everything we can of the critical role the United States has in a stable source of energy across the globe. But we can only do this with energy policies that allow Americans to flourish, that we can produce and not be paralyzed by policies and the agendas that harm that. And we witnessed the dangers firsthand when the Biden administration enabled Russian energy initiatives before Putin's invasion. I believe more can be done to help stabilize that, both at home and across the globe. And if we were to unleash domestic energy production, including oil and gas here in this country. Dr. Mikulska, this question is for you. In your written testimony, you discussed the 4 A's of energy security and Europe's struggle to incorporate them, as well as some countries' willingness to overlook the risk associated with Russian energy dominance and dependence, particularly when it comes to the natural gas market. And the world watched as this came to a head after Russia's illegal invasion on Ukraine, and in response, U.S. LNG exporters boosted shipments to Europe by more than 137% in the first 11 months of 2022 from that same time period previous year in 2021, and supplying more than half of Europe's imported LNG and helping the region survive a nearly 55% plunge in pipe shipments from Russia. What else besides LNG can the United States do that we can supply to help Europe grasp the 4 A's of energy security? What more can we do to accomplish that?
I think that nuclear power engagement of the U.S. in Europe is critical, and it's especially in Central Eastern Europe. The deal in Poland has been extremely important on both ends for energy security, but also for the geopolitical security and for the working together of the two nations. Some countries in Europe do not have the environment to support an efficient and effective solar or wind generation, and nuclear power helps accomplishing the goals of having domestically available supply at any given moment, while also kind of addressing the goals that EU is setting for those states. So I think the nuclear energy cooperation is very important. SMR as just as well. A lot of industry is quite interested in that. I know in Poland, in particular, industry parks and so on. So I think this is going to be critical, and having U.S. as an ally and as a partner is extremely important.
Okay, you were pretty confident and quick in that answer of nuclear energy. And how did the Biden administration's early action to restrict U.S. oil and gas production, how did that aid Russia's plan for energy dominance to flourish?
Well, I think it allowed Vladimir Putin to feel sure of that the invasion that he was planning will actually put a bigger hardship on Europe, for example. So that kind of probably emboldened President Putin in getting through with his plans. Thankfully, these plans did not realize, but this is because of the way that U.S. LNG exports were ramped up. When we look at the exports and how they ramped up towards the peak of capacity, it's been something that's exceptional, something that the U.S. industry, not only the government, U.S. industry helped Europe weather the storm, or at least until now, and hopefully going forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.